contract of fate. In the untamed American West of the mid-19th century, life was often cheap, and opportunity, though abundant, came wrapped in hardship. For women, especially, choices were few. This is the story of Elara Vance, a young woman whose destiny was sealed not by love, but by a chilling piece of paper, a marriage contract. The year was 1870. The Civil War had ended, leaving a scarred nation. Elara, barely out of her teens, found herself orphaned and destitute in the East. Facing the poorhouse, desperation led her to a notice offering passage west and a new life, under one condition: marriage by proxy. She would become a mail-order bride to a man she'd never met. Her destination was Blackwood Gulch, a raw, isolated mining town in the Colorado Rockies. Here, fortune was ripped from the earth with pickaxes and dynamite. Men outnumbered women, and a wife, even an unwilling one, was a prized possession. Elara arrived by stagecoach, dust-stained and weary. Her groom, Silas Stoneface Thorne, a grizzled miner twice her age, was waiting. There was no tenderness in his gaze, only grim proprietorship. He needed a wife for his cabin. Love was an irrelevant luxury. The marriage was swift, a stark ceremony. Elara Vance ceased to exist. She became Mrs. Silas Thorne, her new life a stark reality. Her days were a relentless cycle of chores, hauling water, chopping wood, cooking over a smoky fire. Loneliness became her constant companion. Yet, even in despair, a flicker of defiance stirred. This wouldn't be her entire story. A chance encounter with healing. Life in Blackwood Gulch meant brutal realities. Mine accidents were commonplace. Collapses, dynamite mishaps, lung disease. Medical care was almost non-existent. Old Man Hemlock, the town's informal sawbones, relied on crude folk remedies. Illness, too, swept through with devastating speed. One frigid winter, a virulent fever struck Blackwood Gulch, claiming lives. Silas Thorne fell gravely ill. Elara, trapped in her marriage, found herself tending to him. It was a cold duty, yet as she sponged his forehead, a primal instinct to alleviate suffering awakened. During the epidemic's height, a rare visitor arrived, a lone U.S. Army doctor. Dr. Elijah Reed, with a small cavalry detachment. Hearing of the fever, he set up a temporary infirmary in the town's saloon. Driven by desperate hope to save Silas and a quiet curiosity, Elara approached Dr. Reed, offering to assist him. He saw her intelligence, her quiet determination, and her fearlessness in the face of suffering. He agreed. For weeks, Elara worked tirelessly by Dr. Reed's side. She learned to clean and dress wounds, mix tinctures, and recognize ailments. She absorbed his every instruction, her sharp mind soaking up knowledge. Dr. Reed taught her hygiene, anatomy, and how to set a broken bone. He saw in her not just an assistant, but a true aptitude for healing, empathy combined with scientific curiosity. He treated her as a capable individual. When the fever abated and Dr. Reed departed, he left Elara his medical texts, his surgical kit, and advice. "You have a gift, Mrs. Thorne. You are more than a wife. You are a healer." His words planted a seed of possibility. Defying expectations. With Dr. Reed gone, Elara returned to her life as Mrs. Thorne. But something profound had changed. She now possessed knowledge. The old life felt suffocating. She subtly applied her newfound skills, offering small remedies and tending to minor injuries. The initial reaction from the miners was suspicion. A woman, a mail-order bride, practicing medicine. It was unheard of. The frontier was a man's world. They scoffed, whispering, witchwoman, or delusional wife. Old Man Hemlock, feeling threatened, spread rumors. Elara ignored the scorn. She knew their skepticism stemmed from prejudice. She let her actions speak. When a miner suffered a deep laceration, she calmly stitched it, preventing infection. When a child developed a cough, she brewed herbal remedies and insisted on clean linens. Her reputation slowly shifted, built on undeniable results. Her greatest challenge came with a stubborn old prospector, Gus Miller. Notorious for his skepticism, Gus suffered a severe compound fracture. Hemlock insisted on immediate amputation. Elara stepped forward. She calmly examined Gus, her hands gentle but firm. She recognized the severity, but also the possibility of saving the leg. Drawing on Dr. Reed's lessons, she explained her plan. Meticulous cleaning, bone setting, and splints, followed by rigorous hygiene. Gus, desperate, reluctantly agreed. For weeks, Elara devoted herself to Gus. She changed dressings daily, fought infection with herbs, and repositioned splints. She encouraged him, refusing to let him give up. Slowly, miraculously, Gus's leg began to heal. He eventually walked with a limp, but walked nonetheless. It was a genuine miracle. The healing of Gus Miller was the turning point. News of the miracle spread like wildfire. Skepticism gave way to awe. Miners, pragmatic men, cared little for convention when lives were on the line. They saw that Elara possessed a skill that could save limbs and cheat death. She had defied every expectation, not with words, but with undeniable proof. Old Man Hemlock's influence waned, replaced by the quiet authority of the town's unlikely new doctor, the town's unlikely healer. With Gus Miller walking, the last vestiges of doubt in Blackwood Gulch crumbled. Elara Vance, once defined by her contract of fate, was now Dr. Vance, a title she carried with quiet dignity. Miners began to seek her out for every ailment. Their rough voices, once scornful, now spoke with deference. Her cabin transformed into a bustling makeshift clinic. Miners lined up outside, enduring cold for a chance to be seen. She treated everything: shattered bones, deep cuts, fevers, pneumonia, and the grim miner's cough. She delivered babies, bringing new life into the gulch. She stitched knife wounds and tended to women and children. Her days were long, often stretching late into the night. She slept little, disturbed by urgent knocks. Her medical supplies were rudimentary: salvaged bandages, tinctures from Dr. Reed, and foraged herbs. She became an expert in adapting, making do with what little was available, her ingenuity matching her compassion. Elara's methods were revolutionary. She insisted on cleanliness, demanding proper wound washing, a concept almost alien in a dusty town. She understood the importance of rest and nutrition, often sacrificing her own rations. She listened intently, piecing together symptoms like a detective, diagnosing ailments that had baffled others. Her presence softened the town's hard edges. Miners found themselves turning to her for comfort as well as cures. She became a confidant, a source of quiet strength. When a young miner broke his arm, fearing he'd never work, Elara not only set the bone, but offered encouragement, promising recovery. Her empathy was as potent a medicine as her knowledge. Even Silas Thorne, her taciturn husband, slowly began to change. He never spoke of his illness, but his grim proprietorship softened into quiet respect. He stopped treating her as property. He would sometimes chop firewood for her clinic or bring her herbs. Their relationship, initially a cold contract, evolved into a strange, unspoken partnership built on her undeniable value to the community. Elara Vance, the mail-order bride, had, through sheer grit and compassion, become the indispensable heart of Blackwood Gulch, its lifeline against disease and injury. A legacy forged in courage. Elara Vance, the woman once defined by a desperate contract, left an indelible mark on Blackwood Gulch. Her quiet courage and unwavering dedication to healing transformed not only individual lives, but the very fabric of the hardened mining town. She proved, beyond any doubt, that compassion and medical skill knew no gender, defying the rigid societal norms of the Wild West. As the years passed, fever outbreaks became less devastating, mine accidents less fatal. This was due, in no small part, to Elara's relentless advocacy for basic hygiene, prompt treatment, and her growing influence. She didn't just cure, she educated, subtly teaching about preventative care, slowly raising the standard of living and survival in Blackwood Gulch. Her story became a legend, whispered from one camp to another, reaching far beyond the isolated gulch. She wasn't merely the town doctor, she was the first female doctor many had ever heard of in the rugged frontier, a living testament to what a woman could achieve against impossible odds. Her impact extended beyond medicine. She became a symbol of defiance, progress, and the quiet power of human compassion. Elara continued to practice medicine in Blackwood Gulch for the rest of her long life, a pillar of the community. She witnessed the town's booms and busts. She treated generations of miners, delivered their children, and eased the passing of their elders. Her original contract of fate faded into insignificance, overshadowed by the profound legacy she forged through relentless work and boundless empathy. Her story is a powerful reminder that heroism isn't always found on battlefields. Sometimes it is found in the quiet, unyielding courage of an ordinary person who, faced with overwhelming adversity, chooses to fight for life, to heal, and to serve. Elara Vance, sold into a life she didn't choose, chose to become a lifeline for an entire community. Her dedication shone like a beacon in the darkness of the Wild West, proving that the greatest strength can be found not in the power to control, but in the power to heal. Her legacy resonates, a testament to how one individual's will can transform a harsh destiny into an inspiring future.